send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you, keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes, there's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, they got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on the face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed, y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life.
And I can't let no hoe lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies, this hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening. Is in fact the if revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jackie. So time war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light. It ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain. 6 shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you will never get that hand back. He bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow son, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Hey, shalom, Israel, shalom. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatam to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Alatan Ba'ashem Yahushua to the sisters. We are the One West. We are the ISUPK, I should say. Started out from One West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, we have been bringing the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans back to our biblical identity. You know what I'm saying? Being the chosen people of God. Being the Hebrew Israelites. Hold on, let me get my headpiece straight. Salaki. Let me get my situation right. All right, Salaki, yo. All right, tonight is not the scripture breakdown class. That was yesterday. The Lashawan Qadash is where I teach brothers and sisters how to read, write, and speak biblical Hebrew. All right, if anyone has any questions or comments throughout, make sure you'll put them in the comments. Also, if anybody wants to join these classes live, like you see students coming in and out, make sure you contact us. Let me get this up on the screen, in the comments, I should say. Just let us know your name, your zone, and the name of your camp leader. All right, we can look to get you in the class live. All right, it's much better for learning being in the class because you get to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Live, you get asked questions, which reinforces your learning. All right, so let me put this in the comments. There we go, here. All right, any brothers and sisters that want to join the UK class, make sure you contact us on ISUPK UK Facebook or via Gmail as well. All right, also, for anybody who's still working on obtaining their Hebrew name, you want to make sure you fill in the attendance sign-in sheet. All right, so find that in the comments as well. Make sure you fill that in. All right, without further ado, shalom to everybody that's in the class. I see Raquah, shalom sis, Yahweh Shema Alathab Hashem Yahushai. All right, I see we got Yahweh Shema Alathab Hashem Yahushai. We got let's see if she put a name. All right, no sweat. We got that's Hells. All right, Most High in Christ, shalom sis. We got got a sister named Kenya checking in from Oklahoma City. Shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Alathab Hashem Yahushai. All right, who else we got in here? We got a young man, Corey Ban Yahweh Ban Yasha'ala, Most High in Christ, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Barakatah. All right, who else we got up in here? We got the sister Marisa. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, cool. I see earlier Rab Quad put her registry in the comments as well. Rab Quad Bathra Al Ban Yashala. Mosiah in Christ. All right, I see we also have some questions up in here from this sister. A couple questions. It says, Shalom, Mother One. Would you, Baba Kushar, tell me how to say 1, my love, 2, how are you, 3, good night, 4, excellent, and 5, I love you. Okay, some excellent suggestions. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold those suggestions till we get into the class. The first thing I want to do is we'll go through the Hebrew alphabet. All right, so I'm going to hold those questions. I've noted them down. And I see your other question in here too. I'm going to get right to it. All right, well, first things first. Let me check who else we got here. Brother checking in from Fresno, California. The sisters put her registry, Marisa Bath Banyamyan Banyashala, Most High in Christ. All right, so without further ado, we're going to get into the Hebrew alphabet. All right, so share my screen. All right, this one. All right, so the Hebrew alphabet, you know what I'm saying, going from right to left, we got A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Ya, it's like a Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and Tha. And what we're going to go over in tonight's class is the origin or the roots of each of these letters, all right, how these letters came about and what they represent. All right, each of these letters has a symbolic root. All right, so we're going to go into that over tonight's class. Also, for anybody who doesn't know how to state their registry or is not sure, this is how you'd state your registry right here. You'd say your name, then you'd say Ban or Bath. So Ban meaning son of, Bath meaning daughter of. Then you put your tribe in Hebrew. If you're not sure what your tribe is in Hebrew, let me know your tribe in English, and I can let you know the Hebrew translation. Then Ban Yasha'ala, right? Whoever your tribe is the son of Israel. Okay, so that's how you'd state your registry. Like, for example, we've got the examples in here, Marisa, Bath Banyamyan, Ban Yasha'ala. That would be Marisa, the daughter of Benjamin, the son of Israel. We had also, who else put their registry up in here? The young man Corey Ban Yahawada Ban Yasha'ala, Corey, the son of Judah, son of Israel. All right, and then Rab Kwa, Bathra Ban Ban Yasha'ala is Rab Kwa, the daughter of Reuben, the son of Israel. All right, Most High in Christ. Also, let's get here. We got Kayla in here. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Shem Yahweh Shai.
Shalom, Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Shem Yahweh Shai.
Most High in Christ, right? As I like to do at the start of every class, could I get you to state your registry, Baba Koshar?
Khan, Kayla, Bath Yahweh, Ban Yasharala.
Most High in Christ. So Kayla, Bath Yahweh, Ban Yasha'ala, right? So that would be, Kayla, the daughter of Judah, the son of Israel. All right. So let's see here. All right. Also, could I get you to go through the Hebrew alphabet, Baba Koshar?
Khan, A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha.
Most High in Christ. All right. Excellent. Okay. So, all right, what we're going to do, we're going to get into tonight's class. Matter of fact, before we do so, let me deal with these questions. All right. So we have a bunch of phrases that this sister wants to know how to say. All right, so the first phrase, my love, I believe we went over this. Did we go over this recently? Or to say my love, you're going to use the word love, which is ahab in Hebrew. Let me see if there's somewhere I can write this down. Let's add like a text box here. As a matter of fact, let me do a little table. Click to set size. All right, no, I wanted more than that. Hold on. Okay. Click and drag. Here we go. All right, so the first phrase, Come on, I need this a little bigger. Why is it? Hold on. Let me resize the thing, man. There we go. Okay, let me resize the text so it'll be bigger. Okay, so the first was my love. All right, let me caption. My love. Okay, to say my love, or to say my anything, what do you, matter of fact, let's get the word for love. The word for love is ahab, right? Ahab. Now to say my love, Kayla, how do we say this in Hebrew?
Ahabia.
Ahab, yeah. All right, so to make something possessive, to say my, you add ya at the end, right? So to say my love would be ahabia. All right, ahabia. Okay, then we had, what was the other suggestion? How are you? All right, how are you? The way we've done this in Hebrew would be like to say ma shalamka. All right, so this would be like how you'd say, how are you today? Ma shalamka. Right, now this translates to how is your peace? All right, so ma is a Hebrew word which means what or how, and then shalom would of course be peace. Shalom ka, similar to how ahabya is my love. Shalom ka is your peace, right? So that's to do with possessive adjectives, okay? As a matter of fact, if you want, I can go to where I have the possessive adjectives listed down and you can grab them. You can grab like a screenshot or something. Let me see, where do I have these noted down? Zoom out. Somewhere in there. Let me just search possessive adjectives. Okay. All right, so we got you know, a bunch of useful forms of let me see here. Is this the one that I want? Well, I've been doing the sentences. Kinda. The one I want is about here. Okay. Right. So here we have this is a bunch of, you know, for anyone who may be new to the class, these right here were all very useful. Right. You got prepositions. These are words. These are letters that go before a root word, which mean these following things. Right. You got personal pronouns. This is how you'd say, you know, me, you, him, his, her. Not really his or her, but you, me, him, her, us, them. Right. You got your personal pronouns. You have possessive adjectives. This is how you would say my, your, his, her, our. Right. You got your subject pronouns. I, you, he, she, we, me. Well, that would be like I. Like here. You got the 5 W's and H, the question words, who, what, when, where, and why. Then you see this what and how. This is ma. This is the word we had used earlier. All right. You got common time frames, common locations as well. This is a good thing to like if you want a screenshot, you got all of these in one. All right. Then so let's go back to where we was at. I have to zoom out a little bit. We were, wow. We somewhere around here. I often lose where I'm at because I got so many things on this sheet. Let me see if I just search. What was a phrase we was just looking at to say my love? Let's do this one. Here we go. All right, this is where we at. Right, so my love is a habia. How are you? The way we'd say that is ma shalamka, which transliterates to how is your peace. Okay, then what were the other phrases? We have good night. All right, good night. Let's see. Good night. Okay. Now, let me have a look for this one. I don't know if there's a word for like good night as one word altogether. Let me have a look. No, I don't believe so. So I believe the way you do this is just, using the word for night, which night in Hebrew is, what is it, layal or layala? I think it's both depending on the context. Okay, so like if I show you over here, you see this word, if I can scroll, layal, right? Layal right here is the Hebrew word for night, right? You can see it's used 205 times. So night as opposed to day. Okay, so if you was to do, and there's another version right here, layala. I'll show you all here, right here. But I think layal is the more common word. Matter of fact, layala comes from this right here, right? So you see, let's see this one, layal, ya'a. Yeah, that's night like one. So layal is the original word for night. Okay. Now, the way you'd say good night. So now you're describing what type of night. You would say layal, and in Hebrew, the adjective goes after the noun, right? So if you're saying good night, you're saying layal tawab. Tawab is how you'd say something is good, right? So like layal tawab would be good night. Okay. All right. Then you have, I should be sharing this this screen again. All right. So layal tawab. Okay. What else we got? We have the word excellent. All right. So excellent, and this is more like a proclamation. Excellent. All right. Let's have a look for excellent over here in the Blue Letter Bible. Okay. Excellent. Search. Where's my? Okay. The word for excellent. So excellent as an adjective. You can see there's a couple words. So what we would do is we'd find the most common, right? So let's start with, we got adayar. Okay, adayar means great, majestic. Okay, excellent about 4 times. So it's in the ballpark of what we're trying to say. All right, then let's see the others. We've got yaquar. Yaquar means what? Precious, valuable. Okay, excellent about twice, but this is more in the context of something being valuable, costly, brightness. I think it's a feminine. It's not. I suppose it's an adjective, so not necessarily feminine, but a lot of times used in that sort of instance. So that primarily more means like precious. Okay, so let's go back. We got Yathayar. Let's have a look at this one. Excellent about 5 times. Okay, preeminent, surpassing, extreme, extraordinary. Okay, so this is more like a, okay, very great, excellent, preeminent. Okay, brightness was excellent, fairness exceeding. Right, so this is more like to exceed, an excellent wisdom. Okay, strong, exceedingly. So this can be used as an adverb as well. Okay, exceeding, dreadful. I think to me, I'd be more inclined to use adayar. Is there any other adjectives? This one, shagya'a or shagaya'a. Great, excellent. Yeah, I'd be more inclined to use adayar. All right, which is more the context of what we're talking about. Okay, let me add in. Most High Christ, Most High Christ. We got a brother in the building. If you don't mind, brother, could you let me put this comment down so I can show your face. Don't mind, could you introduce yourself, your name, and your registry, brother? Sure.
Shalom, Ya Abba Hashem Yahushai Barakatah.
Yeah, how about
I'm
you?
Trooper Yawakoyam Ban Yahawada.
Most High Christ. All right, so Yawakoyam, all right, Yawakoyam, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ala. Most High Christ, the son of Judah. All right, and as I like to have all the students introduce yourself, if there's anyone else in the room, if y'all can state your name and your registry. All right, if you're not sure of how to state your registry, I'm gonna put it on the screen. All right, so y'all give me 1 second. The way you'd state your registry right here is you say your name, then you'd say Ban or Bath. So if you're a brother, you'd say Ban. If you're a sister, you'd say Bath. So Ban meaning son of, Bath is daughter of. You'd say your tribe in Hebrew, and then Ban Yasha'ala. Your tribe is the son of Israel. Okay, like for myself, I'd say Ra'al Ban, Ban Ban Yamyan, Ban Yasha'ala. Okay?
Ban Yasha'ala. Say it.
I don't know how to say it.
Lana.
It's Lania, Baf, Yahawada, and
Ban
Ban,
Yasha'ala.
Yashala.
Most High Christ. Shalom, sis. Solania, Bath Yahawada, Ban Yasha'al. Solania, the daughter of Judah, the son of Israel. All right. Shalom, sis. Good to see you. Okay. All right. So we were just going through, a sister had requested to translate some phrases, and we was just going through them, how to say them. All right. So we had a couple down. So we have to say my love in Hebrew. The way you'd say this is ahabia. All right. Ahab meaning love. And then you'd add a ya at the end to say my love. Right. Like if I wanted to say my house, Bayath is house. Bayath ya would be my house. Okay. So that's what's known as a possessive adjective. It describes who something belongs to. This right here is my love. Ahab ya. Okay. Then to say, how are you in Hebrew? The way we've done this is ma shalamka, which translates to how is your peace? Okay. So ma is a word which means what or how. Shalom means peace, and shalom ka would be your peace, right? Similar how ahab ya is my, shalom ka, adding that ka at the end is your, okay? Then we had some others. We had the way to say good night. The way you'd say good night would be layal, which means night, and then tawab. Well, actually, let me have a look at this one, because I don't want to be saying, it would almost translate also to like the night is good. So I want to make sure I'm doing it right. But I believe that's how you'd say it. You're saying good night, layal, tawab. Where is my thing? Okay. And then we had also got the word for excellent, which the sister wanted to know. The word for excellent we got over here. There's a couple words to have this adjective, but the one that I'd be more inclined to use is this one, adayar, which means great, majestic, you know what I'm saying, figuratively powerful, famous, glorious. It seems more of like the context that I would use this. So for excellent, if I go back over here, to say this is adayar. Also, to the brother and sister, if there's any questions y'all have throughout the class, by all means, just say Salakia and just ask. You can go ahead and ask your question, all right?
Khan.
Most High in Christ. Okay, there was one other sentence. Okay, this one was to say, I love you. Okay, so the phrase how to say I love you. Okay, I believe this is one we did. I think this is one we did the other week, where to say I love you, you would say, and yeah, let's see. I think there's a couple ways to say it. Let's see, what's the easiest? It's like there's a formal and there's an informal way to say it. Let's go through the formal first. The formal would be saying anya, which means I or I am. I should have a ha here. All right, so anya, and then you could either say ahab or awahab. Now, ahab by itself, if you're using it as a verb, it typically means like past tense, right? So it'd be like saying loved. Whereas if you're saying present tense, the way you make a verb present tense, so the verb, let's write this here, the verb is ahab. To make a verb present tense, typically all you do is add a wa in between the first and second Hebrew letter. Now that's important because of course you're not adding the Y in between the A and H. This, what I'm writing, is like the Hebrew in the English letters. In the Hebrew of ahab, you have 3 letters, ah, ha, and ba, but they're put together to make ahab, okay? So in between the ah and the ha, that's where you'd add the wa, right? So now it becomes ah-wa-hab, okay? If I'm not making sense at all as well, do just let me know. Or if you need to run over anything, do just let me know, okay? So anya, awahab, and then the formal way to say you would be atha, okay? So this is how you could say I love you, right? Or how you'd say like I am loving you as well, like basically in the present tense, okay? The informal way to say it, or like a quicker way to say it, you could say ahab, ka. All right, hold on, listen to H, right? So the way this breaks down, you have as a preposition, right? As a preposition, means I or I am. It's like a shorter way of saying anya. So you just have then the verb ahab, which would be love. So I love, and then this ka at the end would be a way to say you, right? So ahabka, I love you, okay? Or if you wanted to, really be formal with it, you could say anya awahab atha, okay? I almost, just because it is that I don't want to like split it up because you'd say it all as one word, but is each individual part like clear, or would you like me to add some spaces to like, or maybe a dash to, kind of separate it out? So you have as the preposition, ahab as the verb, and ka meaning you. I think it looks a bit more simplified like that, but you would just write it and say it all as one phrase. Okay. All right, yo, so why with that? Everybody good to go? Okay, Most High in Christ. All right, so sis, I hope that answered your questions. Also, let me see here. The same sister also asked, do you have a book of words, statements that you could email so you could study on your own? It depends. I mean, I have some like phrases down. When you say book of words, if you're looking for more like a dictionary type thing, you can buy what's known as a concordance. I believe I have one. It's a really large book, but what it will have is all the words in Hebrew, right? And have their translation. It will also typically have the words in Greek as well, like in a dictionary type format. So you want to look up like a Hebrew concordance. Let me see if I can find even the one that I have. I can show you like an example. I believe the one I have, the Strong's, I think this looks like the one that I have. It's a Strong's Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible. And that's basically a resource that's, good night, I didn't slow down now. It's a resource that's similar to Bible Hub, where you can like look for certain words, how to say them, so on and so forth. You want to get yourself a Strong's, here's one, a Strong's Concordance. Okay, I believe this, this is the expanded. I have this one or one similar. My one looks like this. So you can get a book like that on Amazon or wherever else you buy books from. You can get a book like that. Okay, and that would be very useful for self-study and so on and so forth. I use I use typically, like I'll go between that, Blue Letter Bible, Bible Hub. These are all, very good resources to learn Hebrew words. I'd say the best way to learn is to get in class. The best way to learn anything is to get in a lot. If you're looking learning Hebrew, get in a Lashawan Qadash class. All right, it's the best way to learn. Okay, and then let me see if there's any other questions before we get into my topic. See where we at. Did those? I think a brother asked a question. Let's see. All right, Salakia, his middle name is James. What is that in Hebrew and the spelling? Okay, we'll look into this. Right, and then Habka. All right, cool. All right, hold on. Okay, so let me look for this now. James, I know the brother or the book James is in the New Testament, so I'm not sure if there's a Hebrew. I don't recall anybody in the Old Testament, which is where the Old Testament was written in Hebrew. The New Testament is written in Greek. I don't recall anybody being named James in the Old Testament. If I have a look for it, hold on. Like here. Yeah, no, you mainly see James in the New Testament. Now, if I go into the brother's name, James, the son of Zebedee, I believe this is the one, right? And James, unlike Jacob, is actually the same name as well. So I think you could do it that way. But Jacob in Hebrew is Yaquab. Yeah, James is supplanter. So James and Jacob is actually the same name, right? And Jacob in Hebrew, and that's the same with even like King James, when they found all the old archaeological evidence. Like we've been to King James Castle, and you'll see like in Old English it's written as Iacob with like an I instead of a J, and it really is the same as Jacob. Right, it's the same as James, King James, right? So you'll see Jacob, James, it's all the same name. All right, so in Hebrew, I can show you all on this screen. James is the same, I'll put here, same as, hold on, now if I can put this on this side. In brackets. The name James is the same name as Jacob. Okay, which in Hebrew is Yaquab. All right, so Yaquab is how you'd say Jacob, and it's the same name for James. Okay, now let me see. There was one I wanted to look at, which is the phrase for good night. Let me put this through a translate, see if it translates the same. Yeah, if I say Layal Tawab, or it comes out here as Layala Tawab, which is like the feminine version, it comes out as good night. So let me see. If I type it the other way around. Layala Tawab. Let me see here. Let me just check which one here would you use to say good night. So night, I'll find this again. So it would either be Layal Tawab or Layala. When I search it in like a translate type resource, it says Layala. If I go into this, Layal is a masculine noun.
Salakia,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Would Tawab not be before Layal? Like,
That's a good question.
Like we saying in English, good night. When we're reading it from right to left, would it not be Tawab, Layal?
It's a good question. So in Hebrew, the adjective will go after a noun. So like if you're saying good night, good would like be the adjective. So
Khan.
you'd actually say night good, right? If you're describing like a color of something, you would say the noun, then the color. Right. So in Hebrew, the adjective actually goes after the noun, which is why it's layal tawab instead of tawab layal.
The water for that explanation, I don't want.
No sweat, no sweat. Ayandaba. All right. If what I'm seeing, I mean, what I'm seeing over here for night, you can really use either. Now I wonder what's the more common form, whether layal is used more or layala. Like if I go to rule over the day and over the night, let's look at this one as an example. Does this use layal or layala? All right, layala. Okay, let me look at another example. A different context. Let's go out Genesis. It is a night to be much observed. Let's look at this. Layal, Shamaryam, right? A night to be kept or night to be observed. It is. Okay. So yeah, I mean, really we're using both. I'm gonna just, you know, I think you could write it either way. Let's just put like in brackets. If you wanted to add a ha at the end, it'll be pronounced as layala, right? So I think it can be said either way. It can absolutely be said either way. Like even if I look at another example, and I meant to swap to my other screen a second ago, but I'll show you. Just got another example. By day and by night, layala is used here. All right. So I think we can use layala. I think either one is fine, but for the most part, I'm seeing layala. So let's use layala. All right, layala tawab, good night. Okay. All right, then these other phrases, other words. All right, cool. I see also, let me see. Okay, the Khan, that's the sister checking in the comments. Most High in Christ, the sister put her registry here. Siri, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, so like if I'm wrong. Siri Bath Banyamyan Ban Yashala. Okay. With that, I see you put it as Banyamyen. The way you pronounce this in ancient Hebrew. So in ancient Hebrew, damn near all the letters aside from the I have an A sound. So there's no U, there's no E, there's no I in the sense of like an I sound. It's all either A or I, like in Yai Kwab. But everything else, Adayar, Layala Tawab, everything else is pronounced with an A sound. Gotta understand that in Hebrew, it's a language of just consonants, right? There is no vowels in ancient Hebrew. Vowels is something that the oppressor added in later, which is where he gets words like shalom, which confuses every fake Israelite, and they run around here saying shalawam. But the original word without any vowel added is shalom. I'd say that if you look at the original, go all the way back, it's just shalom. Okay, so the way you'd say Benjamin for the tribe of Benjamin, the same tribe as I, Benjamin is Ban Yam Yam, right? Oh, hold on, I'm missing an A. Ban Yam. I'm not missing, I put it the wrong way around. Ban Yam Yam. All right, so that's how you pronounce it. So you'd put your registry as, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but Siri Bath Ban Yamyan Ban Yashal. All right, Siri, the daughter of Benjamin, the son of Israel. Okay. No sweat, Ayandaba. All right, cool. Who else we got? There's a lot of questions up in there tonight. Most High Christ. Most High Christ. I love the questions. The questions excellent. All right, we also got Aisha Benath. Most High Christ, a sister checking in from Detroit, Michigan. Your house, Shy. Siri. Okay, Siri. Got it. Siri. Okay, got you. Most High in Christ. And yeah, to the sister, yeah, good night was layala. Yeah, so when you go into the word, it uses layal or layala. So I believe either are fine, but I'm seeing more commonly the word for night is layala. So yeah, I changed it to layala to wab. Okay, yeah, that's how you'd say good night. Exactly. All right, cool. So now, if that's by all means, keep the questions coming. But I think it's ready. We ready to get into tonight's topic. All right. Ooh, also, hold on. It's like, so I found a way to help me learn words is by learning the meaning of the names of the brothers and sisters in the school. That's absolutely a great way to learn Hebrew words. It's one of the best. You want to know when you call in this brother, you call this brother Yawakoyam, right? You want to know what that means. You calling the brother Ra'alban, calling the sister Kayala, calling the sister whatever. You want to know what that Hebrew name means. Like, for example, we can break it all down, right? For example, my name Ra'alban, right? I believe the official spelling, it's like, yeah, I do omit the H because it's not really necessary. All right, but the official spelling would be Ra'alban, like this, right? Ra'alban. The name is broken up of Ra'a and Ban. Ra'a means to see or behold or to look at something, right? And then you have Ban, which means sun. So this name means behold a sun. Okay. Then you got, like, for example, the trooper here, right? Your name is, if I need to get the wa and the qua, the wa and the ya right. Yawakwayam, right, brother? If you don't mind breaking down, what does your name mean?
Another one, Khan. The Most High raises up.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. Most High raises up. Okay, so you got Yah, which would be the shortened for like Yahweh. You got Wa, you got Kwayam. Now this comes from the root word Kwam, which means to rise. So Kwayam would be to cause to rise, right? So that's how this name's formed, right? Yah is the Most High, and then Wa is almost like a connector. Well, does the Wa have any other, like in my name, there's a Wa, and it's really just joining the two. Does the Wa have any other significance than like a connector, or is it just to connect the two? As far as you're aware, or you might not be aware.
Salakia, other one. I'm not too sure.
Khan, no sweat. As far as I can see it, the Yah would be short for the Most High, and then you got Koyam, which means to raise up or to cause to rise. So that's how you get the Most High raises up. All right.
Salakia, when we write it in the Hebrew, it does have the connector.
It does have the connector, right? So it would be, which letters are connected right here? The Yah and the Wa?
I think the Ya and the Wa.
Okay. Right. So it would be Ya Koyam. It would be like pronounced like that. Ya Koyam. Right. And that would be basically Ya and the Wa connected. So Ya Koyam, which would be the Most High raises up. Yeah. And then that Y is pretty much just like a connector joining the two. Okay. No sweat. Then, for example, you got Kayala, right? We can even break down this word. All right, Kayala, it comes from the root word is Kayal, which means like might. It means might, strength, power, virtue, right? Now, when you add the ha at the end, it makes it feminine. So now instead of Kayal, you have Kayala, right? And this name would be similar. You have, it's like to do with skills, right? So this would be like how you say virtuous, right? And that's what Kayala's name means. It means virtuous, which the word virtuous doesn't mean just, like every woman wants to claim that they're virtuous as if it means that they're just nice. Like the word virtuous doesn't mean nice. It doesn't mean kind. It doesn't mean pretty. The word virtuous means you have skills. It means you have, ability. That's what virtue is. Okay, right? So that would be like the meaning of Kai'ala, right? And so on and so forth. There's the sister Lana, right? I believe your name was spelled. At the moment, do you have is that a Hebrew name or La? Not yet. Or
Salakia.
you are mute.
Salakia. It's legal name.
Okay, I understand, right? So I understand. So it's not a Hebrew name, no sweat, right? So once you obtain a Hebrew name, you'll obtain a meaning alongside that name. And that meaning, once you do your 90 days, once you in the school, once you show your dedication to the Lord and this body, you will earn a name that one either describes you, your characteristics, or is a name to live up to, right? Like for example, when I got my Hebrew name, I am the first of my father's sons to come up in this truth, right? My father, the priest and officer to Zapwan in the UK, I'm the first of his sons to come up in this truth. And like it's spiritual, you know how Reuben was Jacob's first son, right? So I got the name Ra'al, behold, a son, you know what I'm saying, was gifted into this truth, you know what I'm saying? So as you know what I'm saying, you do your 90 days, you keep your head down, study, keep these law, statutes, and commandments, you too will learn a Hebrew name, you'll earn a Hebrew name and get something to represent you and to make that name. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, so like if there isn't any more questions, a quick question here. What's the difference between Athan and Atham? Atham would be the masculine. So both of these words would be like you in the plural sense, like how Americans would say y'all, right? We're talking to you, multiple people, talking directly to them, right? So it's not in the context of like them, it's saying y'all. Atham would be the masculine, where you're talking to either a group of men or a combined group of men and women. It defaults to the masculine. So you'd use Atham. Athan is the feminine. So this is where you're talking to a group of sisters, right? So that's why we say Yahweh Shemar Al Athan Bahashem Yahushai, right? That's where you're talking to the sisters only. Okay, so that's the difference. All right, let's see. So to get into the class, tonight's class, we're going over the symbolic roots of the Hebrew letters, the origin of each of these letters. Okay, so for the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet, you have Alap. Okay, so what you'll want to do is trace out the letter A, and you want to write out Alap. You can either do it in the English letters like it's here, or you can even write it out in Hebrew. In Hebrew, it would be an A, a La, and a Pa. And you use the connectors, so the La and the Pa would be joined. The A is singular. So however you want to write it, it's up to you. But the first is Alap. Now, does anybody know what the word Alap means? This can be in the class or in the comments. If you know it in the comments, just put it in the, just type it in. All right. But does anybody know what the word Alap means? Most sign Christ. Okay. A brother in the comments got it. All right. So cow. Okay. Cow. Someone else put cow or 1,000. Khan. That's also correct. Alap can mean 1,000. In this context, we're looking at like an ox or a cow, right? Right? An ox or a cow or cattle, right? And if you look at this letter A, if I was to rotate this like 90 degrees, you can see it looks like an ox head, right? You can see like the example right here. That's what the letter represents. It represents an ox or a cow, okay? So you want to put down a lap, and you can put down meaning of a lap, which is the origin for the letter A. It's the symbolic root, means ox or cow. Okay, excellent work. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all some time to write that down, then we'll move on to the next one. Just let me know whenever you're ready, all right?
We're ready, other one.
You're ready? Okay, no sweat. All right, Kyla, are you ready?
Khan.
Okay. All right, so we have the next letter is ba, right? And the root of this letter is bayath. Okay, bayath. Now, this is the word I actually had mentioned earlier. Does anybody know what the meaning of bayath is?
Khan.
Go ahead.
House.
House. All right, the meaning of bayath is house, right? And you can see this letter right here. It represents like a tent or a booth. Like back in these days, we used to dwell in booths and tents, right? That would be your house. That would be where you dwell, your dwelling place. Okay. And you could even, if you just got a picture of a regular house, like as kids draw them, if you was to add just a line right here, it looks like a house, right? The roof right here and the body of the house. Okay, so bayath, which is the root for ba, means house. Okay, no sign Christ. I see Ashabanath got it up here too, and the young man as well. All right. Okay. All right, I'll give you a second and then we'll move forward. Okay. All right, next we have the letter Ga. All right, so the third letter of the Hebrew alphabet, Ga. The root of this word is Gamal. All right, Gamal. Now this word sounds very similar to its like English translation, if that gives any hint. Does anybody know what the word Gamal means?
Khan.
Salakia, other one.
Hold on, I'm gonna let them go ahead.
Camel.
Camel. All right, excellent. All right, the water. All right, so Gamal in Hebrew means camel. Okay, that's the root. And you see this letter right here represents the hump of the camel. Okay, so Ga, the root is Gamal, meaning camel. Okay. All right, I see y'all in the comments getting this as well. Messiah and Christ. Y'all mixing the Hebrew and the English. Y'all put Kamal. Messiah and Christ. All right, yeah. Gamal in Hebrew is camel in English. All right, or translates to camel. Okay. Next we got, I mean, this letter, like we had to break down this da. We had to break down this letter every 2 seconds when people start talking about the star of this and the star of that. Like Captain Karate did the class the other day. This is not the star of Moloch, the star of Remphan, the star of whatever the hell y'all trying to say is the star of. This is the seal of our King David, whose name is Dawada. You got 2 das. You look at this da right here, it looks like a triangle. It's a triangular shape. You put 2 of those together, you get this right here. All right, that's exactly what you get, which is the signet of King David. But the root of the letter da is Dalath. All right, Dalath. Now, does anybody know how to say or what the word Dalath means in English?
Khan.
Go ahead.
Door.
Door. All right, Dalath in English means door. Okay, and it represents like again, we used to dwell in tents and booths, and your door would be triangular. Your opening would be triangular. All right, so that's what the da represents. So just imagine this as a door or a doorway. Okay. All right, so that's Dalath, Messiah in Christ. I seen also a brother had asked how to say ready in Hebrew. Let me see if I can find that. All right, in the meantime. All right. Cool. Let me get the next one. All right. So how would we say? I mean, it's like the letter Ha. All right, which is the fifth letter of the alphabet. Letter Ha. The root word is Hana. Okay. Does anybody know what this word means?
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, behold or lo or something like that? Or they go
Exactly.
together?
It means lo, behold. These are the same type of word. This is a verb, which actually means like look, right? Now, this is in the context of you're presenting something, right? You're saying like, look at this, behold this, or lo, right? You're showing something, right? This word absolutely means lo. It means behold. It means like you're saying here, right? If someone asks you, hey, where's the remote? Hana, right here, behold. All right, like in that context. Okay. If you look at like the pictograph of this letter, it's actually like it's a image of a man with his hands like this, like saying behold, right? But the letter looks like formed this over time. And I've got, this is the example. It's more like you're showing something right here. All right, behold. Okay. And then we got the last in this line. All right, so the letter wa, the root of the letter wa is wawa. Okay, does anybody know what wawa means in Hebrew?
Fish hook.
Fish hook. All right, wawa is a fish hook. Okay, and I've got an example of an old school, primitive fish hook right here. Okay, that's what the letter wa represents. Okay. Also, what do we got? To the brother's question about how to say ready in Hebrew, I'm having a look over here, and the word I'm seeing, so we got a word, aithad, which means to be ready or to make ready, but I'm seeing as like an adjective, so describing something. I'm seeing aithayad, right? Aithayad, and that's how you'd say you're ready, prepared, right? So that's how you'd say it, right? Aithayad. Okay. All right, let me go back here. I was like, I should show the word again, right? Aithayad, right here. Comes from the word aithad. All right, aithayad. Okay, then let's go back here. Also, I'm seeing the comments exactly. Behold for hana and fishhook for wawa. Okay, right. Next we have the letter za. All right, za. The word for the root of the letter za is zayan. Okay, zayan. Does anybody know what the word zayan means? Mm-hmm. Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna let the brother get it if you got it. Salakia. You got it? It's like you had this one, Trooper? Hola.
Allah, the one. I don't have that.
All right, no sweat. No sweat. Kayla, you have this one?
Weapon.
Weapon. Most sign Christ, right? I see also the young man got it in here. Zayan means weapon. Okay. All right. A weapon right here. Okay. All right. Also a yonder bar to the brother. No sweat. All right. So the root for za is zayan, which means weapon. All right. And this is a type of weapon that we would have. Okay. All right. Now moving on to the next one. We have ka. All right. So this right here is the letter ka. And the root of this letter is kawama. All right. Kawama. Okay. Now, does anybody know what this word means? All right. Kawama. Got it? Go ahead.
Fence.
Fence. All right. That's correct. All right, I see the young man got it up in here too. Fence. All right, so kawama, this word means fence. Okay, and you can see it looks very similar to a fence. All right, that's the root, that's the origin of this letter. Okay, see the sister got it too. Most High in Christ. To Aisha Banath. This comment, was you looking for like the word for beautiful, or you was just saying, was this in like relation to something I was putting on the screen, like this, it's a good thing? I just want to know, just in case, if you need the word for beautiful, I'm more than happy to find that. I believe from memory, it's how do you say beautiful? Yapa is the most common word for beautiful. That's why damn near every sister wants to name themselves Yapa or Yapa something. is the word for beautiful. Not all Salakia. Not all these funky fake Israelite sisters is Yapa. I'm telling y'all straight up and down. All right, but that's the if that is what you were asking, that would be the word for beautiful. All right, let's get the next word. The next word we have, so the letter, this is the letter ta. All right, ta. The root word, or the root of this word is tana'ah. Okay, tana'ah. Can anybody tell me what this word means in Hebrew?
Basket.
Basket. All right, well done. Okay, so this letter represents a basket. Okay, like a woven basket. You can see these two lines right here. It's like showing the interweaving. All right, a circular basket. Okay, so tana'ah, which is the root of ta, absolutely means basket. Okay, Most High in Christ. Oh, Most High. Okay, so I think it might have been. Okay, I got you. No sweat. All right, basket. Okay. All right. Next, and y'all just let me know if I'm going too fast. All right. But next we have the letter ya. The root of this letter is yad. Right now, does anybody know what this word means? And I can give you a hint. We use these all the time. And every time, like after we do the salute, we say something that includes this word. We say yadyam mata. Okay, so does anybody know what the word yad means?
Salakia the one.
Mm-hmm. Hand. Absolutely. Well done. I see the brother got this as well. Yad is your hand. All right, your hand right here. You can see an example. This would be like your four fingers, your thumb. This represents a hand right here, right? Like how you'd use it to pick stuff up. Okay, so yad is your hand. Okay, see the other brother got it, the sister got it, Most High in Christ. Okay, so that's yad. Next we have the letter ka. All right, the letter ka, the root is cap. You could tell me what this word means. This is a word which is also in relation to your hand. All right, who could tell me what this means? Palm. Right, so this is like the palm of your hand, right? And you can look right here. Just imagine this is like the bottom of your hand right here. And usually you'll have some lines, some going this, however your palm looks, right? This represents a palm right here. Okay, the palm of your hand. Okay, so ka, the root is cap, which represents the palm, right? The palm of your hand. I think you can also use this word for like the sole of your foot as well, which is basically like the palm of your foot. But I think whenever it does that, you have the word for foot in there. So if you see cap by itself, it's the palm of your hand, right? So you'll got it as well. The palm of hand, absolutely. All right. Okay. Next we have the letter la. All right, the letter la, which the root is lamad. All right. Now this word has a few meanings, but does anybody know what the word lamad means?
Khan.
Go ahead.
Learn.
Learn. All right. The word lamad, it means to learn. It can also mean to instruct, right? Or to teach. It's the same word, right? In this context, it's going to be instruct. Now you can see this la. The la letter represents something called a gold. I'm about to find it right here. All right, gold. If I go to images, you can see this right here is a gold, and it's used to like herd sheep, or like to basically instruct them, right? Lamad, or you can even see it here, gold, right? It's a tool that's used to guide sheep. You can see another one right here, right? Another one right here, and the example that I have on the thing, right? It's a tool used to guide or instruct the way of sheep or goats, right? So that is lamad, and that's where the root comes from. All right, that's what the letter R comes from. All right, absolutely. To learn, to teach, to instruct. All right, exactly. Lamad can definitely also mean to learn. So you're absolutely correct. All right, it's just like this. It's like the same. It's, same way you can learn. Like if I, like in Old English, if I learned y'all, today I've learned you the roots of the Hebrew letters, right? It's the same word for like taught, to teach or instruct. Okay. All right. So now we on to the last two lines. So we have ma, which is the root here for ma is mayam, right? And this is a word you need this word, otherwise you ain't gonna be alive on this earth. All right. To this funky fool in the comments talking about you all will go to hell. Little do you know, we in hell right now. The condition the black people are in on this earth is hell. We don't need to go nowhere to go to hell. We here right now. But don't you worry. There will be a time when we will be in our heaven, and I'm assuming you a devil. The way you talk, the way you act, you just seem like a devil, white man. It will be your hell pretty soon. All right, don't worry about it. Okay. From a yam, anyone got it?
Khan.
Go ahead.
Water.
Water. All right, no sign Christ. I see y'all got it in the comments as well. Mayam is absolutely water. All right, so if you look at the letter right here, it represents water, or like the waves of water. All right, the ripples. Okay. Hold on, let me get the brother and sister back in. All right, no sign Christ. Right, exactly. This Siri, little did you know, we in hell right now. You don't need to wish hell upon us or nothing. We here. All right, but your hell is coming. All right, don't worry, little white man. Your hell is on the way. All right. Next, we have the letter na. The letter na, the root of this letter is nawan. Okay, does anyone know what the word nawan means?
Sprout.
Sprout. All right, exactly. The root of the origin of nawan, it means to sprout. Right, and I've got an example of a plant, sprouting up out of the ground.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Is it a sprout or to sprout, like the action of sprouting?
It's a good question.
About like the small plant.
That's a good question. No, in Hebrew, it's both. no, in Hebrew, it'll be the noun and the adjective. But let me find it right here. Nawan. Let me see. What's the best way to search it? Exact match.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
You want to be on the other page?
Yeah, I'm about to switch over in just a second. All right, so we got example Job 14:7. I think this may use a different word for sprout, so I may have to find it another way. What's the word for sprout here? This uses kalap. Okay, let me find what's the page number for Nawan Sprout. Let me find this here. The word, the one, meaning sprout. Come on, give me the number. So does AI know what I'm talking about? Maybe pronounced different. Here we go. Right, the Hebrew word, the Hebrew root, it pronounces it here as none, but this would be Nawan, H5125. So let me go back, find it. H5125. Nawa. No, this ain't the one. Hold on. Oh, 1 I typed it wrong. 5125. Okay, Nawan. Now, for you get this here, okay, it's a verb meaning to continue, to increase, to propagate. Okay, I mean to propagate is like to sprout up, to sprout, put forth. So it's more in the context of a verb. Okay, yeah, to sprout or put forth. Oh, hold on. It seems this devil right here, he might not be a white man. He over there talking about Islam, and eventually God promises he'll burn your skin until it melts. Well, you know, that's in the Bible. I don't need no Islam. I don't need a stone to bow down to. I don't kiss rocks. Now, by all means, Ali freestyle, if you want to kiss rocks or kick rocks, you're welcome to do both. But as for me and mine, we don't bow down to neither wood nor stone. All right, so I absolutely, I'm not going to learn about Islam. The only thing that would make me learn about Islam is to destroy it and crush it. That's all. All right, but everybody's welcome to their opinion. It's a free country, and so on and so forth. All right, so next we have the letter Sa. All right, the root for Sa is Samak. Okay, does anybody know what the word Samak means? And just before we get into it, apparently, just to go on this fool's comment, apparently, if I don't learn about Islam, where their prophet Muhammad married some 9-year-old girl, police be upon him. Apparently, if I don't learn about some religion where their prophet married a 9-year-old girl, if even that, I think she was younger, then by all means, send me to hell. If that's what that means, then I'm good. I don't want to learn no Epstein-ass religion. You can keep that with all your funky, all you funky people down there in the wherever the hell you are. Keep that, child brides and all those little boys you be, diddling with. Keep that in those countries and that religion. I know how y'all do up in Dubai and Pakistan and India. I know how y'all do. I don't need that funky ass religion, Epstein ass religion. All right, Salakia. My apologies. All right, so Samak. What do we got for Samak?
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Establish or establishment.
Okay. Samak would be establish, right? To establish. Okay. Absolutely. I see a couple got it in the comments right here. Matter of fact, I can find the root word as well. Someone else put to support. All right. From what I have down, it would be establish. Matter of fact, let me find it right here as well, and we'll go into it like we did with Nawan. Hold on. What about the root for Sa? Or let me do Samak. Okay, you find this one, H5564. H5564. Show y'all here. I think this one is a verb as well. Okay, so Samak, to put, to lay upon, rest, to support. So Marisa is absolutely right with this one as well. To support, uphold, sustain. Can also mean, as you see here, reflexively to lean upon, to take hold, to bear up or establish. Okay, so let's see here. You got lean, lay, rest, support. Okay. The rest on anything. And then where's the, all right. But yeah, the one that I have is establish. All right, from what I understand, that's the more the origin, which is why the letter looks like a banner, looks like a flag, right? That's the origin of the letter, the origin of the word, and then of course, you know, it expounded upon that definition. Okay. So in this context of like the root, it would be more to establish. Okay, which is why the you know, it looks like, you know, a sign or like a flag or a banner. Okay. All right. We'll sign chorus. Okay. Then the next one. All right. So the letter I. Okay. The root for I is ayan. All right. Now everybody has these, Lord willing. Everybody should have these. All right. What does ayan mean?
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
I.
Right? So this represents your eye, right? What you see with your eyes. Okay. So ayan, and the letter ayan is this, you know, round shape. It represents an eye. Okay. All right. So that's ayan. Okay. Next, we have pa. All right. Or pa is the letter, pa is the word, right? Like the letter would be pronounced slightly sharper. So pa. And then the word is pa. That's the root. Okay. Does anybody know the root of pa? It's another body part. I'm using it right now. Does anybody know what that word?
Mouth.
Mouth. All right. Well done. Also the ones for I see y'all. And mouth. Absolutely. All right. So pa is a mouth. Okay. All right. No sign Christ. Okay. All right. So you want to write that down. Pa. And the root is pa, which means mouth. Okay. Next, we have taza. All right. So taza as a letter, the root is tazad. All right. So the root here is tazad. And does anybody know what tazad means?
Side.
Side. All right. Tazad means side. And if you look at the letter, it looks like somebody laying down. Like you just imagine this is like their arms, this is their body. They're in most, what do you call it? Like the fetal position. Somebody like laying down on their side. If you was to put a circle right here, that would be their head. Okay, so that's how this letter formed. Okay, tazad meaning side. Okay, also well done to the young man, the sister here, Most High in Christ. Okay, now we on the last four letters. All right, so the first we have is qua. The root here is quam. I'm gonna get it specific. People, what does quam mean? All right. To the trooper Yawakwayam, what does the word quam mean?
Salaki, other one. Arise.
Rise. Right? The word quam means rise. All right. Exactly. It's part of your name, right? Yawakwayam, meaning the Most High is caused to rise, right? Or has risen up. All right. Well done to y'all in the comments. All right. And he represents like a sun rising up over its horizon. Okay. All right, so that's the word Quam. Okay, next we have Ra. All right, the letter Ra is root. Symbolic root is Ra'ash. You can tell me what Ra'ash means. Yeah, damn right. Kwam Yasha'ala means rise, O Israel. Slaki Kaila, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Head.
Head, right? Ra'ash means head. Can also like figuratively mean like the chief of something, right? But Ra'ash means head. Okay. I should almost flip this picture around. Can I do that easily? It's gonna be let's do this, mirror it. So it's facing the same way, right? You can see this letter represents a head. Okay, that may look like, y'all ever seen Phineas and Ferb? It looked like Phineas. Y'all can't tell me this don't look like Phineas. All right, but that's what the letter Ra represents. I know y'all seen Phineas and Ferb. Don't play with me now. I know y'all seen Phineas and Ferb. All right, but that's what the Ra represents. All right, it represents the head. Okay. All right, and then next, so we on the last two, we have the letter Sha, and the root here is Shan. Okay, does anybody know what Shan means? Go ahead.
Tooth.
Tooth. All right, so Shan means tooth. Okay, you can see the letter here represents teeth, right? And you just imagine, these are pretty sharp, but whether you do it like sharp ways or you can do it a bit softer, the Sha or the Shan represents teeth or tooth. Okay, so that's how this letter formed, right? Formed of the word Shan. Okay, excellent, well done. Okay, and then the last word or the last letter, the letter is Tha, and the root word is Thaw. All right, Thaw. Does anybody know what this word means?
Mark.
Mark, right? Exactly. This word means mark. Just think X marks the spot. Okay, right? So this could be like a, like a mark, like a scar, like a mark, like if you you looking at a map and you're marking this point. This is the goal. All right, this is where we're going to. All right, absolutely. Thaw means mark. Okay. All right, well done. Okay, so those are the roots of the Hebrew letters. All right, from A all the way through to Tha. So to recap, I'll go a little smaller. We got A, where the root is alap, meaning ox or cow. It represents like an ox head. You got Bayath, meaning house, represents like a tent or a booth. Ga, the root is gamal, it represents a camel, like a camel's hump. Da, which is dalath, meaning door, represents a door opening or doorway. You got Ha, the root is hana, meaning to behold, right? You're presenting something. You got Wa, the root of that letter is wawa, meaning a fish hook. Za, the root is zayan, meaning weapon. Like General Hazayan, his name means the weapon. All right. You got Ka, the root is kawama, meaning fence. You got Ta, the root being tana'a, meaning basket. Ya, the root being yad, meaning hand. You got Kap or Ka, the root being cap, which is the palm of your hand. You have La, the root being lamad, which means to instruct, and it represents a goal which is used to guide or instruct sheep or goats, your small cattle. You got Ma, which the root is mayam, meaning water. Na, which the root is no sprout, or as we read, propagate. You got sa, it can also mean like to support or rest or lay upon. You got I, the root is ayan, which is your eye, what you see with. Pa or pa, the root is pa, which is mouth. You got taza, the root is tazad, meaning side. Kwa, where the root is kwam, meaning rise or arise. You got ra, the root being ra'ash, meaning head. You got sha, the root is shan, meaning tooth. This would be like the shan is in like the singular form as well. If you wanted to say teeth, it would be shan yam, right? But the root is shan, which is in the singular form. That's why it's tooth. Then you have tha or tha, which the root is tha, which means mark, right? And it looks like a cross, like X marks the spot. All right. Okay. Right. So now we go into the second part of the class. This is the part where we go through vocabulary. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to read from tomorrow's Sabbath service verses, which we should be to get this up on Hebrew words. Matter of fact, let me try doing this through Blue Letter, because Blue Letter I like. Not you. I didn't call you. The Blue Letter I kind of like that more. It's easier to go back and forth. So let me actually try go back using this one. Deuteronomy chapter 8. Okay, and what I need to do is stop sharing my screen and then reshare it. Share my whole screen. Right, and this is where we also get this up on the other device so I can still see the comments. All right, but we're reading from Deuteronomy chapter 8 and not verse 1. So I need to click that 8 and verse 9. Let's go to 8 and 9. Okay, so with 8 and 9, the first word we have is aratazah. All right, aratazah. So what I'm going to do here, aratazah, I write out the word and then the type of word it is. I shouldn't have a ha here. Aratazah. Okay, this word is a noun. You can tell me what aratazah means.
Salakia. Land or earth.
Land or earth, exactly. Right. I'm gonna do it I'm gonna do earth first. Then I'm gonna do land as well. So earth or land. This could be referring to the entire earth, a piece of land, so on and so forth. Okay. In this case, it's just like a piece of land. So we got aratazah, ashar. Right, ashar. This is, I always forget, this type of word is a conjunctive, if you want to research what that word means, but it's basically, it's like a connector word, right? What does ashar mean in Hebrew?
Salakia. Which?
Which. All right, ashar is like which. But you can also define this as like that. You can also define it as who. Its basic form, it means which. So in this case, what we got here, aratazah, ashar, it would be like the land which, the land that. So like you can kind of replace it, like say if it's talking about a person and it uses ashar, you can replace the which with like who, but in its basic, most simplest form, it means which. Okay. Then we have la'ah. Okay. So la'ah is a word. And what type of word is la'ah? How do we do this last time? I don't know if it shows me here. Language is a negative particle. There we go. All right, so la'ah. See, this is why I like Bible, because I don't have to go into the word every single time. All right, la'ah is a negative particle. And what that means is it can basically amend what we're talking about. All right, so if it's talking like, if we're using this with a verb, it means you're not doing whatever the verb is. Like if I say Aisha, which means to do or make. But if I say la'ah Aisha, it means do not do or do not make, right? It turns it negative. Okay, so la'ah means no or not. It's basically the negative of whatever's being. Then we have ba masakanath. Hold on. So ba, is this got any prepositions in it? All right. So ba would be your preposition, and then masakanath or maskanath. Hold on. Let me go into it. It comes from. Let's see how to pronounce this. So Sakawath, right? It comes from that. So then the sa will you pronounce? So it'd be ma sakan, right? Masakan. Okay. Ma sakan. And this is which word are we looking at? Masakanath. Okay, so this is a noun. And this as a noun means scarceness or poverty. Let me go into more of the definition. Scarceness, poverty, misery. Okay. Scarceness / poverty. I've put an extra E in here. Scarceness. Okay. Missing the O's. Good night. Scarceness or poverty. Oh, shalom to this sister here at the water for Adiyar class. Most High Christ, the excellent class. I have to go back to slavery, but we'll be back in class next time. Most High Christ, shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Alatah Bahashim Yahushai. All right. The water for tuning in too, sis. All right. Cool. All right. So Masakan, or I should say Masakanath. This would be the Masakanath. Is poverty or scarceness. Okay. Then you have ba, which is a preposition. Right. So you can see in this word, it's put a ba before it. So when ba goes before a root word, it means it's a preposition. And what does ba mean as a preposition? You can tell me.
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
In, on, or with.
In, on, or with. Absolutely. All right. Well done. All right. So in, on, or with. It can also mean words like at. It can mean against. But in its most common forms, just think of it. You don't want to overcomplicate it too much. It can mean in, on, or with. Okay. All right. Then we have what we got. Tha, a cow. All right. Tha, a cow. So tha here isn't really like a word. It's more making the verb future tense. The verb here being a cow. All right. And what does a cow mean?
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Eat.
And a cow means eat. All right. Well done. I see you, the young man with the ba preposition. Exactly. In, on, or with. Now, a cow is a word which means to eat. Okay. So where you have tha, a cow, what that means is thou shall eat. right? It makes the verb future tense. Okay, then you have, what's this? Ba, is this just pronounced as ba or baha? Oh, let me see. Okay. What's this referring to? Let me see. The cow. Is it referring to the land? Like baha being like in her being the land. Let me see. Or in it. Right, okay. Okay. Yeah, so in this case, it's using ba as a preposition, and then this ha as a suffix. Oh, yeah, as a suffix, third person, feminine. So it'd be like, it's saying her, right? Her, in this case, referring to the land. Okay? So, how do I do that? I mean, ha, let me do this here. So, ha as a suffix. Suffix basically means it goes to the end, right? Ha suffix can either mean her, as in, I suppose it's her both times, because it's her as in like to her, in her, by her, like that type of context. Or it could also be her house, right? Her father, her this, her that, her love, her husband, right? So it's her in the context of a possessive adjective. I'm going to shorten it to that. Or her in the case of like a, I believe that would be a personal pronoun. So let me do like this, personal pronoun. I don't know if that's, let me just type out the word pronoun. Personal pronoun. Okay, and let me just make these smaller. Yeah, that's too small. All right, you got her as a possessive adjective. This is like her house, her this, her that. This one. All right, cool. Then we have, okay, so we hear la kham. All right, la kham. La kham is a word. It's a noun. What does la kham mean?
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Food or bread.
It means food or bread. So like in its basic form, it means bread. That's like the original meaning. By extension, it can also mean, it can also just generally, it's the general word for food, right? You go into it, it means, it will always tell you that the definition is bread, right? But if you use it figuratively, like man shall not live by bread alone. Or saying bread, it's not just especially bread, right? Or grain. Okay.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Has there ever been a word that specifically means food of all kinds? Like, does it have its own word?
A word that specifically means food of all kinds, but that word would be lakam. So lakam relates to any type of food. I mean, if I was to look for, let me see, there's any word that means food in any of the like as in not linked to the word bread. Let me see. Okay, you got, okay. So you got these words as noun. You got lakam, ma'akal, right? So that would be like of, to eat, which is a word that can mean food. You see here, akal. a cow here, which as a verb, it means to eat. As a noun, it means food, meat, food supply, dinner. It's basically something eaten. So you could use a cow as well as a more generic word for food. It basically, a cow would be something eaten. Or you can see here, akala, which is like just the feminine version of that. Let me go into this, mean fuel. So it means food, eating, an object of devouring. So basically something eaten is basically its most simplest form. So yeah, you can use a cow as a noun as well, as a very generic noun. We also see this ma'akal. Let me see if that's more common. Meat, food, fruit, meat. Okay, so that again, I mean, damn near you can use all of these. An eatable is basically the same thing. Something eaten, something edible. Then you got makalath. These would be more, this sha'ar and tazayad, I wouldn't really use. Tazayad means to hunt. So it could also be like relating to the object of a hunt, like venison or, you know, whatever game it is that you're hunting. But these words, lakam, the generic word for food, but you can also use akal, akala, ma'akal, and makalath, but this one is very uncommon, right? So you wouldn't really use this one, but the other three seem common enough that, you know, by all means, you can go ahead and rock it out. Okay. Okay. All right, then let's go back to where we was at. Let's see. We'll probably finish off this verse. We're not 10 past 8, 10 to 9. It's about 10 to 10 up in South Africa, right? And we always like an hour ahead. All right, so we're gonna close out fairly soon.
Salakia, Khan, Arwan Khan. Definitely 10 to 10, yeah,
Khan. No sweat, I got you. All right, so you got la'a, which means the same thing. You got fa, kasar. Okay, so we got kasar, which is a verb. Kasar means to want or to lack. All right, to want or to lack. Like if you was to say, I want some food, you could say kasaria lakam, which translates to my want is food. That's what I want. If you would say, I want water or I want something to drink, kasaria mayam, my want is water. Okay, or like what I'm lacking is water. Right, that's kind of how that translates. Okay, then you have a word, this word cow. What's cow, a noun? Yeah. Cow is a noun. What does cow mean?
Salakia. All, any, and every.
Exactly. All, any, or every. Basically everything. No, hold on. My brain started linking with my hand. All, any, or every. Everything of the category that's being spoken. Right? So this is saying like, thou shalt not lack anything. Right? Thou shalt not lack anything in it, the land. So in the land, which, you got this ashar word again. Right? So if I'm correct, yeah, thou shalt not lack anything in it. Okay, thou shalt not lack anything in it. Okay, a ratazar is a second part. It's almost a picture of full stop. So a land, right? A ratazar, ashar, aba, naya, or abanya. right? A land which, we have abanya. The root here is aban, which is a noun, which if you go into it, it means stone, large or small, common stone. Stone is material. All right, so basically stone. This is common form, means stone, all right, or stones. Barzal, okay. Barzal is a noun which means iron, so like stones of iron, or iron ore. Barzal. Stones are iron, right? What is this? Let's take it. All right, let me just translate this by till this loads up. All right, so you got barzal is a noun which means iron. You got wa, ma, right? So and. So wa is a preposition. Why is this not? Hold on. Come on, man. Wa is a preposition which means and, or basically a continuation of what's being said. You have ma as a preposition, which means of or from. I have no idea why this. Let me refresh this. All right. Ma means of or from, like out, like that type of context. You have harar or har. Both of these words mean hill, right? Hill or like mountain, right? These words mean hill. Okay, so harar yaha would be like the hills of her. All right, so harar means hill or mountain. It's the same as just har with one ra, right? It means hill or mountain. Don't know why on this side it is bugging like that, but whatever. I'm gonna just continue going through it. We don't have that much time to mess around with it. Tha, tazab. All right, so this will be another verb. Katazab. Is that a word we went over last week? Meaning like to carve. Those are this seems familiar. Yeah, katazab we went over last week. It means to carve, to dig, to what was the other definitions, Kyla? To hew. Dig, to hew, to carve. Right? All of those type of words. Go ahead. Or to cut. Exactly. Cut as well. Right? To cut, dig, hew. I think those were the three that we put down. Okay, so that's katazab. And then tha katazab just means like thou shalt cut, thou shalt dig, thou shalt hew out, so on and so forth. Then we have nakashath. Nakashath. What's this here? Okay, nakashath is brass. Okay, so you should dig out brass. So it has, it says here like a land which, how did it word it? Which stones are iron, and thou shalt dig out, and from the mountains thou shalt dig out brass, right? So nakashath is bronze or copper, right? You see here brass puts here as copper, bronze, copper ore. Bronze is a copper alloy, right? So it's brass or copper, okay? All right, and that's that. Okay, so that's that verse translated. So lucky that my this side had frozen up, so I didn't get to write it down. But we right towards the end of the class. I don't want to stay too long because obviously the captain will need to get on the end set up. So make sure y'all tune in tonight for on the ends. I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Okay, so do this real quick. All right, with that, we're gonna go ahead and salute out the brothers and the sisters. All right, so Trooper Yawakwayam, you know how to do the salute or to close out the class. All right, no sweat. With that, I'm gonna pass it over to Trooper Yawakwayam with the salute, Babu Kashar.
To the brothers, we will say Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
It's like before we do that, we have to stand. So you'd say I'm Madiam.
Salakia.
No sweat. All right, so I'm Madiam.
I'm Madiam, which means to stand. Salakia, other one. I'm not too fluent with this.
Not too fluent. No sweat. No sweat. All right, so I'm gonna take it over. All right, I'm Madiam Shabbath. You stand out, stand at rest. It's like you can't even see me. My screen cut off. Right, but I'm Madiam Shabbath. You put your hands behind your back, joined in a fist. All right, you join your hands together, fist behind your back. Then I'm Madiam, back here. Barak, your right hand to your chest, and then you would salute. All right, so do the salute for the brother.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah.
No sign Christ. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Barakatham. All right, then you'd say Yad Yam Mata.
Yad Yam Mata,
which means hands down. All right, then Sa, so you turn and face the sisters. To me, the sisters is facing the screen, so I'm gonna just stay right here. And we're gonna salute out the sisters. All right, so sisters, because y'all stand. So I'm Madian. We're gonna salute out the sisters. All right. So ye men of Israel, I'm Madian. I'm Madian Shabbath. I'm Madian. Barak. We're gonna salute the sisters. So Yahweh Shema Al Athan Bahashem Yahushai. No sign Christ. And as the sister does, the sister will salute back. All right, Yad Yamata. And class dismissed. Right. No sign Christ. No sign Christ. The water for tuning in. I appreciate everybody in the comments. You know what I'm saying? The brother, Yawakwayam, his rib. You know what I'm saying? The sister, Lana, Kayala, as always. No sign Christ. I'll see y'all next week. Make sure you tune in tonight on the End radio show hosted by Captain Karathia and Priest and Officer Dam Gabar. All right, with that, Israel, shalom. I can't find the thing now. Hold on. Your trip's like shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're